Color Brunch, they had an opportunity for us as women to form smaller circles. So we all had to break into small groups of 6 and then discuss certain questions that they had given to us. So when we were coming into the event, they gave us a specific little goodie bag grab sack. They gave us this swag bags, awesome material, which I will be showing you what was in there. But in addition to that, inside of the swag bag, they had these cards that had specific questions on them. So when we were in the little small group breakout, we had to go through those cards. And that was really great because it gave me an opportunity to get to know other women who were there. So Kia, who invited me, she also invited about 3 other women there at the event. So we formed a kind of a little small group of the 5 of us, and we discussed those questions that were on the cards. Some of those questions were: what is your routine for self-care? Share some of your ethnic journey. What is bringing you joy? And what is causing you to lament? What we decided to talk about within our group was what was causing us to lament. And we were all, women of color there. And I'm pretty sure we were all African American. So we had the opportunity to really discuss things that were going on in the world that were really causing us to lament, and how we can look at those from a biblical perspective on what our churches were or were not doing to address these issues of social justice and race and different things like that. So I really appreciate it, especially considering that I lead a connect group for my church centered around racial reconciliation and social justice. So the Women of Color Brunch really gave me an opportunity to give me a clear vision on how I wanted to move forward, and it gave me the courage to move forward, because at that time I had not officially started the group at my church. I didn't even know if my group would approve something like that, having a connect group around that topic. But now I can say a month later from the event, I have been given the opportunity to lead that group at my church, and I've been able to use so many of the things that I have learned during the Women of Color Brunch at If Gathering. So I'm very thankful for that, and specifically for Latasha Morrison and her organization, Be the Bridge. Definitely check that out. So once the brunch had ended, then we had about a 2-hour time block to do whatever we wanted to do before heading into the session 1 and session 2 that they had for If Gathering, like the main large kickoff where every woman who had wanted to participate in If Gathering would be there in attendance. So what my mom and I decided to do was to go around to some of the local shops in the area. They had an Urban Outfitters that was close, a loft that was close. So we went there and kind of checked out some of the things that they had and did a little bit of window shopping. And then we also went to Torchy's Tacos. Now they have Torchy's Tacos here in the Houston area, so I have been there before, but I went to a Torchy's Tacos that was in the Austin area, and it was an interesting Torchy's Tacos. I may have some footage that I can show you, but yeah, it was a very interesting Torchy's Taco experience. And then they didn't even have the tacos that we normally order, so that was a little bit disappointing because they ran out. They were like that popular. But anywho, so we went to Torchy's Tacos, and then by the time we finished there, it was time for us to head back. So we head back to the venue for the event. And so when it was session 1, they have where you can kind of go to the floor and be a part of that part, and then they also have some tables down there for women to sit at, but then also just regular traditional seating. And if you don't make it there, then you have to go to like the top level section. They have an in-between level, but from my understanding, that's for people who are like in connection with those who are specifically speaking at the event, or they know someone who's running the event. So you either get the bottom or you get the top. So I went to the top level section because by the time we got there, that was all that was available, because the ladies get there early and they line up early. So a definite tip, if you're going to If Gathering and you want a decent seat, you better get in line at least 30 minutes, if not earlier than that. Then the session started. When we went into the main session event, like all around leading up into the actual venue, they had these different vendors and locations. They also had an if shop, which was very nice in there. They had some merchandise that you could purchase from different organizations that they were partnering with. Your little pass to get into the event was this right here, this beautiful bracelet. And so this bracelet was made by an organization called Noonday. So definitely check them out. I'll have their information linked down below. But this is the pass that they gave to everyone. Now some people had different colors ones, again based on who you knew and where you were seated and different things like that. But general overall, you had this blue and white colored one. So this was what you had to show to kind of get into the venue. And I thought that was a really creative and unique idea, because I'm used to just wearing a traditional lanyard and that's it. But this was a very unique way to get into the venue, because these are like custom made. They had this awesome photo booth as well. So I took some pictures there. The photo booth prints out these pictures like right then and there. It's very cool. I really enjoyed that perspective, because this is a little, memento that you can keep with you to remember the event. Put this on your refrigerator or whatever. Frame it, whatever you want to do. They had different ladies speaking in the sessions.
As you're with your family, make disciples. Their lives were defined by mission. You see, when Jesus made disciples, mission was the inevitable result. Because part of following Jesus was telling people about the kingdom of God, was telling them about the good news. And so these disciples ran towards the places we'd ultimately run from. They kept on sharing their faith. They'd end up in cities like Corinth and Ephesus and Antioch and places where no one knew the gospel. And rather than that being a place they'd hide away from and see it as a big problem, they saw it as a huge opportunity.
Now, a little surprise is that they do not let you know who the speakers are up front. So it's kind of, once you get there, that's when you get a booklet that kind of lays out who's speaking at these events. So I actually didn't make it to the second session of that particular day, because we have been up very early to get to the Woman of Color brunch. So I was a little bit exhausted. So we ended up kind of leaving out after the first session and heading back to where we were staying in Austin. I was so sad because I miss Lisa Turkhurst, and I love her book, especially the book The Best Yes. So I've been reading that book. I still have yet to finish it, but I really wanted to hear her speak, but I missed that opportunity. So that's just what happened. But they had other amazing women who were also speaking at the event. Throughout the event, I took this with me. I love this because it's like a little mauvey pink, like rose gold-ish tinted journal. And so this is where I just took different notes throughout the event, just a specific journal that I had dedicated to this event. Now they did also provide you with a journal here, which I thought was very nice for them to do. And again, that's where they list some of the different speakers of the event and who's going to be speaking. Because there was an opportunity for you also to use this to take notes if you didn't bring your own journal. The next day, when we got to the event, they had, again, I believe 2 different sessions, and so I was there for the entire time that day. We went to the venue, and it was still cold that day, but when we went into the venue, we heard some speakers, and then again we were sitting at the top level. But once it was a break for the first session, then we went around the area and found different shops that we could eat at, and we ended up eating at, I believe, which they do have those in Houston, but I've personally never had food from there before, and it was like okay, like it was made fresh. I was hungry, it was good enough, so I ate there. Yeah, we did try to eat at this Italian restaurant, but they were like seating other people before us. I just didn't really like their customer service. So, you know, we decided to leave there and take our talents to Witch Witch. So thank you, Witch Witch. Much respect, much love. So we went there and yeah, we ate, and then honestly we just made our way back to the venue. But this time we were there really early, so we were able to get in line, and we were on the bottom floor area, which is a totally different experience. I really loved that because we were so close. I was able to get so much good footage and everything like that. They also had these tables set up, and if gathering events take place throughout the nation, to be honest, like at different areas, while yes, our main gathering event did take place in Austin, there are other local churches all over the US that are doing this if gathering in their specific setting, and they stream in the speaker sessions and different things like that as if they are there with us. So usually it's set up at someone's home where they have these tables where women gather around and they discuss certain topics. So again, they presented us with these cards that we use to have discussions with those who were around us. These cards specifically were different than the cards that were at the Women of Color brunch. Yeah, that was a really great experience, and I love that also throughout the event they had like little waters that were customized with like the If Gathering logo and a scripture on there, or like a Christian saying or inspiring word. I really love that. And they also had like little snacks around, like fruits with peanut butter spread and different things like that, Oreos, and it was just very nice to have those snacks because you were at those sessions for a very, very, very long time. So I really like that aspect of it. And you know, overall the event was awesome. I would highly recommend, if you've never been to If Gathering, to go. Thank you so much, Kia, for the opportunity. I'm very much appreciative to have been able to take part in this event, and I look forward to attending again in the future. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure that you subscribe, give this video a huge thumbs up, and also make sure you check out my website, misstierraney.com, for more. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.